count up the what's it called, the scores and whatnot. So I don't know.
Okay, we're live.
Oh,
I
we are?
just
Okay.
went
Yeah.
live. Facebook people, you have a treat in store for you. I've been lucky enough to be here in Vegas, seeing the rise of this amazing younger comedian. Have no idea very much about his life at all yet. So I'm going to learn while you learn about him. This is what we do on Comic Spot. You get to know people off stage and you get to decide, oh, you know that Johnny M. Castillo in Vegas. I remember him talking about being on the Kenan Thompson show last night. I want to see him next time I'm in Vegas. And then you write him and you come to Vegas and you support his career. That's what this is about. You guys getting to know comedians. That's the whole purpose. Let me say something about my show. I have 3 sponsors. I have a brand new sponsor, which is the Giving Water. I'm happy to have them on board. Thank you so much, Don Smith, for being a sponsor. I have an artist in Portland, Oregon, who takes my 71-year-old photos and makes them look amazeballs. And his name is Steve Solomon. You can find him on my Facebook page, friend list. And then the big sponsor I have is the Veterans of Comedy. So both Johnny and I have something big in common. We're both military veterans. You'll hear more about him and this in a minute. And so the Veterans of Comedy is a website where you can say, you know what? I might want to hire a military person to tell jokes at my next event, and go on Veterans of Comedy and look at all of the comedians and say, you know what? I like Linda Marcus Smith the best. I'm kidding. That'll get me in trouble. Don't do that. Make a decision based on those people you think are funniest there. So it's the veteransofcomedy.com. So those are my sponsors. And kick back at home, watch the blinking lights. I'll blink them for you. I'll try to. There's a blinking light for you. We're going to make you laugh, probably, and you're going to get to know Johnny Castillo, our guest for today. Let me read you the little intro that we concocted between the two of us yesterday. Do you want me? Is that okay to say the one that I tweeted?
Go for it.
All righty, here we go. Get to that. My guest today is a Vegas-based comedian who is also a proud veteran of the Army, active duty, reserves, and the Guard. And now this doesn't want to move. He can make you die laughing while protecting any perimeter. So let's welcome him to the stage right now on Comic Spot, Johnny M. Castillo. Yay! Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to really know you. This is my way. So go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm excited to be here. I mean, you're right. We don't really know much about each other, huh?
We don't. We've never really I've seen you at many places and never really gotten a chance to get to know you at all.
Yeah.
We're going to be on a show together, the military show, the Armed Forces Day on Armistice Day at the LA Comedy Club, May 21st at midnight. Yeah. Hot damn. It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so glad you're on it. Well, you're here in Vegas. As far as directions go, what part of Vegas do you live in? North, south, east, or west?
I think it's west. I think it's West Las Vegas where I'm at.
Okay, well, that gives people a sense of where you live at. And how long have you lived in Vegas?
My whole life, really, since I was 3 years old. Then in the few years where I was active duty in Colorado, but basically here 29 something years.
And where did you spend your first 3 years?
In Peru. That's where my family's originally from. So we moved from Peru to Vegas when I was about 3 years old.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. So in Peru, your parents, what kind of work were they doing in Peru, and what kind of work did they stoop to do here in America once they got here?
So my dad, he was a taxi driver for a bit in Peru, and then they own their own like little convenience store, no like drugstore there in the neighborhood. Um, we did that for a while, and then when we moved here, my dad has like his own business now, used car dealership going on. My mom works at restaurants as a line cook.
Wonderful.
But
So that's great to hear. I hear a lot of horror stories, how people were a doctor and came here and had to sell newspapers outside of grocery stores and stuff, you know. So I'm
yeah, you
glad
gotta.
that your parents have been a part of moving up.
Yeah, it took a while, and you're right. That happens a lot, until you get settled, your degrees transfer, get. But yeah, it happens. But we're glad, we're happy we got where we are now.
Yes. So you're here in Vegas, and like what high school did you go to?
So, well, I graduated from Centennial in 2008. But I did go to Stimron my freshman year. I'll just throw that in there.
Okay. And what's it like being a child in a town that's mostly for adult entertainment? What was that like? No big deal.
I really don't. I don't really have. I mean, I was just a child, and I just grew up in a town. We didn't hang out on the strip unless we had people visiting. So it was kind of just go to school, come home, hang, play with kids outside. I don't really see Vegas as like not kid friendly like people think.
Yes, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that. And that's amazing. So, growing up, what were you like in school and in your family? Quiet, goofy, practical joker? What were you?
Um, Within the family, I was like sometimes quiet, but sarcastic, quite a bit sarcastic. Growing up, that was like our generation grew up with a lot of sarcastic shows, so there's a lot of that.
Yes. Oh, what are some of your favorite shows growing up?
From back when I was a kid, I was just on, like you mentioned, I was on the Keenan, Thompson showcase last night. But growing up watching all that, like pre SNL before I got older.
Yes. And who's like your favorite comedian or comedians?
So like I would say the one that always stays at the top was George Lopez, because that was like the first comic I saw when I was a kid. But lately, the one I've been watching a lot of his, rewatching and re-listening, Nate Bargatze. I'm just liking his style a lot.
I'll have to go check him out. How do you spell that last name?
Bargatze. That's a Bargatz. He's got two Netflix specials right now.
Got it. Now that I saw you spell it, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
But when I heard it, I thought it was totally different spelling.
yeah, he's a funny guy.
He is. It's Nate, right?
Yep.
I don't know why I heard Dave. Now, yeah, I love Nate whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, who are some of the comedians you've met who are well known that you've been impressed with, and why?
Well known. I don't think I've met. I don't think I've met any like top level. With Netflix specials. I don't. I met a lot of the locals or the traveling headliners. I'm someone like DJ Sandu, Tricks, Ty Rivera, Adam Dominguez, some of the local guys too.
Love
Um,
them all.
yeah, and like honestly, like every one of those comedians, like that level, like I'm just impressed by them all. It's not something easy to get to that level.
No, it's not. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
It's going on 3 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what was the first club you stepped on the stage at?
So the first actual club was LA Comedy Club.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it was Brandon Hahn's show, the Stupid Town. So that was the actual first time in a club.
That was the first time you stepped foot on a stage doing comedy inside of a real club.
Yes.
And have you done like dive bars and?
Oh yeah, I mean, I did the open mics and stuff like that. Like my the first open mic, first time ever was at Happy Earth Market. They were doing like this golden mic competition, and I was like, let me try that as my first time, a competition.
Yes. How did that go?
I placed third out of 4 comics though. There's only 4 of us, but it's still top 3.
Yes. The first time you went on stage, you had the nerve you had the wherewithal to be in a competition.
Yeah.
I've done 918 interviews and only 2 people have said that.
Yeah, really. Wow.
That's very rare. I can tell you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely I mean, I'd probably do it again. It was definitely one more motivation than just doing open mic. Like, all right, let me actually try.
So you've been in comedy 3 years, going to bars, going into clubs and doing comedy. What are some really great things that you've been around to see, witness, good, difficult, anything that has guided you? Moments.
Moment wise is anytime any of the road shows I've been on, even if I didn't get to perform, just going with them, that's been like the biggest eye opening. You do the open mics here in town, you do the same set every night, every day, trying to get the right timing, get all the tags you can. And then you go on the road and you put it to work and you see it work. And it's the same thing with all the comics I see, the ones I go on the road with. I've seen their jokes plenty of times at the open mics, the local shows. But with the new crowd, you see how sometimes they like just change it up and they make it work. And that's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. If you had one city, you have to choose only one city to do your jokes in for the rest of your life. What city and why?
That's a good question. I think if it was just one city, it might be stereotypical, but I think I'd say LA.
Like that.
Because there's a lot, obviously, but also I was gonna say New York, but I don't like the cold. So that kind of, I'm a little biased there. Plus, Disneyland's right there too.
Yes, that's so true. What's the very best thing you've felt about comedy and the very worst thing?
The best thing and worst thing is getting off stage. Sometimes you just did great, and then you get off stage, you feel great. And then there's other moments where you're like, oh, I don't think I did so great. And you get off stage and you have that feeling, I don't think it's so great, but it's that feeling, I've never come off a stage and thinking, oh, just neutral, it's whatever. It's there's always the feeling there.
Yes, always. It's either I did great or I sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good motivational because you do great, like I'm gonna do great next time. You do bad, like I gotta do better. So.
Yes, and as artists, we're really never happy. Even if we do great, someone will come up and go, "Wow, you really had a great set," or "You killed," and you're thinking, "Yeah, but what about that one joke I forgot?"
Yep, exactly. I'm like, the timing was wrong. Oh, yeah, exactly. We always self-criticize ourselves.
Yes. Now, I think when I first got here from Portland, Oregon, a couple of years ago, I saw you hanging a lot with Adam Dominguez.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what are some get my teeth in straight? What are some specific skills you learned from Adam? Because he's quite a road comic.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I take to heart to what he's always told me is just have fun, know your material, but just have fun. Because if things go bad and you're having fun, you can still recover. If you go off book or stay on book, just have fun. And that's really worked out for me.
I love that advice. When you watch other comedians, do you get more, are you able to learn more from watching them on YouTube or in person or by talking to them afterward? What do you glean from them and how do you best get that information?
So as far as talking to, I'm pretty introverted. So I don't really socialize too much until I feel comfortable with some people. But as far as learning, it's either watching them or listening to them. A big deal is just listening. I just listen. I'm like, what do you say? Or I just I don't know, because you've been in the military, we can pick up on like what's going on around us sometimes without actually seeing. So just listening, I can kind of. I think that's what helps me the best. I can hear where their tones are going up and down, where they're feeling better, where they're feeling confident or not, and that just helps me. Like, oh, he said this sentence and he didn't feel like that, and I'm like, well, I would have done that. You know.
I like that. Are you the kind of comedian that gives advice, or even if so there's different types of comedians. So there's the person that will never give any tips, even if they're asked. They'll give tips if they're asked, or heck no, it's gonna turn on me and I'm not saying a dang word. Which are you?
I'd be more in the middle. Like if someone asks me, I'll give them advice. But there's been a few times I've seen comics and I can relate to what just went through, so I give them my advice on that. It's like little tip. But I'll never not give anyone advice. I wouldn't even be where I'm at if people didn't give me advice.
Exactly. I love that. Let's go into your military background.
Okay.
But first, I got two questions. They're kind of the same and yet they're different. So just go humor the old bag. So, why did you go into comedy and why did you go in the military? So take your time.
Okay. Well, the military is pretty easy. I was bored. I was graduating high school. I applied for a college. I got into the college, and then I was kind of like, I don't want to go to college. Then I saw a commercial, and then I was just thinking like, well, I can just do the army. I can travel. If I go to college, they'll pay for it. So it was a lot of boredom that kind of motivated me there.
Yes.
And then the army was just kind of like it was something I've always that in acting. I've always like I want to try that. I want to do that. And then one day I just like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Let me try it.
Nice. And what was your MOS, your job in the military?
I was a 12 Bravo combat engineer.
And where did they send you? God forbid.
Well, I did one tour in Iraq, and then I spent the remaining years in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Fort Carson.
Nice. Thank you so much for serving during these trying times.
Oh no, I mean, it's like, thank you. I mean, I don't see like it's too big of a deal, but thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal. I know, like you just did it and whatever, but to me, it's a big deal, that you served, you signed, you were willing to do whatever it took to, for our country. And that
Mhm.
means the world to me, probably because I'm old. Oh my gosh. So, what's a good experience you had in the military that you'll never forget?
Oh, a good experience. Oh, um, I think I think like all the friends I made in the military. Like some of them we don't really stay in touch anymore. We Facebook friends or something, but I still remember all the off duty times. We go to the lake or out or something. You just make friends almost instantly being in the army.
Yes, there's so much camaraderie. Even if you go to the VA hospital, to have them remove a um, epidermic needle out of your butt or something, you there's camaraderie up there. You'll meet people and you just instantly have a bond.
Yep, exactly.
So what is so that's the military, and then why did you go into comedy?
Like I said, like I was always just wanted to try comedy and acting, like something was just like I want to do what they're doing. And then it just one day I was just kind of like I didn't really have much any other hobbies going on or anything, so I was like, why not just do it? Because it was by chance I saw that ad from Happy Earth Market happening like the next night, so I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. I'm just gonna jump into it and do it.
Now you mentioned that you are interested in acting and in comedy,
Hmm.
and George Lopez is a strong actor comic.
Hmm.
So are you still hoping to break into acting, or have you put out headshots and applied to acting venues?
I've applied. I've sent some headshots to some of those posts I see on Facebook. I haven't done anything really too serious. I've been an extra in a couple things.
Nice.
I plan to going forward put more time into that, more effort, more headshots, actually reaching out more. Um, I did a few acting classes. So I mean, I'm interested. I just got to do more.
Yeah, that'll be great to see because you're young and marketable.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So I like asking this question of everybody.
Hmm.
Um, so when you have all kinds of jokes, some of them you fall in love with, and some of them you say because they mean something to you. And so sometimes we tell a joke because it's near and dear to our heart. And it sort of gets a really good laugh. Not always. It's one of those hit and miss jokes,
Hmm.
but you refuse to give the joke up. And one day the joke's going to hit and it's going to put you in the next tax bracket. Do you have one of those jokes?
Um, I don't think I have any jokes that are like that near and dear to me where I can't let them go. I have one joke that I know is not ready, but one day I hope it is. But no, like all my jokes right now, I'll let them, I'll evolve them, or if they're not good, just gotta let them go.
Yes. I think it's so funny when somebody does a joke and the joke doesn't quite land and they're like, yeah, I'm working on it, and I know that that's a joke that means something to them, and it doesn't surprise them that the joke isn't quite ready yet.
Mhm.
And I
Yep,
think that's
definitely.
always fun to watch. Who are some people in the Vegas scene who you've seen grow by leaps and bounds, and how do you think they grew?
Ooh, some people. Let me see, because it's like
Besides yourself.
besides myself. Yeah. It's like there's been like a lot of changes since the pandemic. So it's been quite a change of comics. I'm trying to think like who's there. Like Antonio Hernandez. I remember him when he first started. He's changed from when he first started. Marcus Johnson as well when he first came in. I gave him a tip on one joke and he said it worked great. And his energy, he already has energy and good stage presence, but I think he's gotten better comedic as well.
I believe that too. I've noticed that. He's awesome. So, like Trevor James started out, and I'm like, who's this guy think he is? He's brand new. Get off. Like, stop it. And there's no stopping some people. They have stage presence and a
Mhm.
persona, and right out of the gate.
Yep. Yep. Trevor, like I remember him now. There's a lot of new faces since the pandemic. It was just like a complete, just what, just new names.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite mic and your favorite show or some fun ones? Let's say I'm in Ohio and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, oh, I might want to go to Vegas and try to get on some stages. What are some good places to go do comedy and watch comedy that you like and why?
So I like Steve McAnally's. I like his show. It's always a great time. It's always fun, and they got food. I'm a huge supporter of the Monday Fun Day um, at Free Zone. It's one of the few open mics I can get to, but it's a fun time. Adam hosts that with Ian's. Um, it's I think Artifice and 18 Bin, Fitzy show, and then Amir show. He's done great revamping that show. I was just there the other day. It's amazing now. I like Fitzy show because they're both right there too. So they're both one to the other. If you want to double dip, that's the night to do it. Tuesdays.
It's so great. I can't believe how much a miracle show at 18 Bin has grown.
Yeah, he got rid of the open mic. It's a booked show now. I went there thinking it was an open mic still. I was lucky enough that he put me on the show. He has it full now. People are sitting in the front. Like he did a 180 on that.
He's so smart, and I love it there. Such a great atmosphere. Because I remember a few months ago, I don't know, 4 to 6 months ago, it was one of those places where you couldn't get a word in. Nobody was listening, nobody was hardly showing up except comics. And now if the, it's a great venue to do your stuff to a live audience.
Yep, it is. It is. And I think one of the big thing Amir does is he brings out of town people in, and that's great for the scene. New faces, new audiences, and exposes the local people to those new audiences.
It is great to do that. What is your ultimate goal? I mean, I don't know, you're young. I think about the rest of my life because I'm at that stage.
Yeah.
What would you like to accomplish before you get old and die like I'm gonna do?
You still got some time, Linda. But
Few years.
I mean, I just want what everyone else wants. I want to be retired one day. But hopefully, like my dream with comedy, besides having a special or anything like that, is just to be a writer for a show, and then having a show that I'd be like, oh yeah, that was my show. Because the shows will last forever. I mean, Friends has been on for how many years still going on?
Still, yes.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. I think it started in the 80s, didn't it?
Like towards the end, yeah, like I think it was like 89 or something like that.
Yeah. What was your favorite show growing up? Did I ask you? You said George Lopez. You liked him
I
and
did
his
like I
show?
liked his show. I watched a lot of Nickelodeon, Disney, all that. I think the later in life, one of my favorite sitcoms was How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, what did you like about that? I haven't paid much attention to it.
I like the whole storyline premise. He's recapping a story. But what really sold me was Barney, the character Barney, played by Neil Patrick Harris. His character just sold me. He's like, this is great. I want to see what he does.
Oh my gosh. So let's see. Neil Patrick Harris. I remember him when he was Doogie Howser. Oh my gosh. That was something else those days. So, what would you like to say to people who are watching to plead with them to help your career? How can they do that? Online, in person? What would help you?
Um, Definitely online. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm not too consistent, but I'm gonna get back into it. But yeah, follow me there. Follow any comic on their social medias. Give us a like if you like it, and if you don't. But yeah, just give us a chance. Listen to us.
Okay, and do you put out any videos of partial or full length video of your comedy for people to witness?
Um, I had in the past had a few clips, but like you said, we're never happy with it, so I kind of took them down. But I do. I had a great couple sets these last couple months, and I'm gonna put those up and share those.
Awesome. Awesome. And where will you be performing? Um, Tell us some places where people usually need a 2 week window to make it here to watch a show, but anything you have coming up, tell us where that's at.
Okay. So the first one, this is my show that I actually run. It's a Spanish show, 100% in Spanish for the Spanish community, obviously. That's at Oye Mi Rivera. That's the last Sunday of every month. It's my show. I host it. I produce it. I'm gonna be at Tenaya Creek Brewing next month for Jay Rivera's show. So come check that out. And obviously, I'm gonna be with you on stage at LA Comedy Club for Armed Forces Day as well.
Yes, May 21st at midnight.
Yes.
Tickets are on the website.
Hmm.
Half off with code military.
Yeah. Buy two.
Buy two, give one away.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you like to tell people as far as what they expect of a comedian or cancel culture or anything?
Um. I like. Well, I guess do your research who you're gonna go see, and if you're not gonna do your research and you're just gonna go to a show, just go open minded. Because like there's comics that are funny to audience members, but personally, I don't find them funny because their material is not relatable to me. But I can see like how they can be funny, and that's what the audience needs to do as well. Like if you don't get upset, like oh he's making fun of people and I'm offended, because the people he's making fun of can relate to, and they'll be like, no, it's true. That's funny to us too. So just be open minded.
I like that. Well, this is pretty much what I do when I do an interview, Johnny. And do you have anything that you wish I would have asked or anything you wish you could say before we part ways?
I mean, I guess if you could ask me a question, is if you want to ask me like when I'm available for your next show, I guess.
When you can come back on here?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to come back another time, you know.
I would love you to come back on. You can come on next month, every month. I'm glad you asked, because every time I interview somebody, they're allowed to come back for 5-10 minutes every month and plug what they have going on or how they're growing.
Oh, that's good.
Anything you want to say. If you want to come on, it's May 1st today. So if you want to come on June 1st and make the first year return update and keep us updated on your career, I'll put you down for every first until
Oh,
you get
awesome. Okay.
sick of it.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I'll be in touch with you. Hopefully I have more stuff by that day, more stuff to promote. That'd be great.
And anytime you want to just say some jokes, one or two new jokes or a couple old, anything you want to do, you can come on every month. Hit me up when you want to come back. Nobody takes me up on it. Very few people. I'd love to have you back.
I'll be back. I'll definitely be back.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Johnny Castillo, you guys. Follow him on Facebook and Instagram, Johnny Castillo,
Yes.
right?
Johnny M. Castillo. Look me up. Add me. I'll follow you back too.
There you go. What a great guy. This has been so fun. Thanks for letting me get to know you a little bit.
No, of course. I enjoyed everything. The questions, the atmosphere. You've been great.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Bye.
Thank
Love
you.
you lots. Go get
Me
them.
too. Bye,
Hope
everyone.
you win that contest.
Me too.
Bye.